This is where the fun begins.
Clear eyes, full hearts, get loose.
King Kong ain't got shit on me!
Here we go.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Realish. I'm your host, Derrick Myers. LJ cannot join us tonight, but we are with two special guests. I would like to reintroduce Dwayne Dickey. He's a host of multiple shows under the OTS brand. But this is his second time back onto the show. Welcome, Dwayne. Dwayne, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, brother.
Welcome, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you. Glad to be back, man. It's been a long time since I joined the family on Realish. So
yes, sir.
It's good to be back, guys. I hope y'all missed me. I know I missed y'all.
For sure. And everyone, I would like to introduce you to someone that you will be seeing a lot more often. This is her first time on the show, but she is a part of the hosting of the show Realish now. Cleo Will, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for inviting me onto the show. I love it here.
Yeah. So this is a great time because we've been wanting to add a female to the show for the longest time, but just did not have the right one to put on. But actually,
well, I've definitely heard that I'm the one. So yeah.
And the second lady to join the OTS brand. So I am very happy.
Yes. We're gonna have to give my man some special effects, round of applause for the ladies. Make some noise for the ladies. Yes.
For sure.
You sure got some beautiful ones.
Yeah, almost definitely.
There you go, brother. There you go.
Definitely. So, what have you guys been watching lately? What's been like something that you've been watching that's caught your attention?
Ladies, take the floor first, of course.
Well, I think I've mentioned it before, but Your Honor is a show that I've been watching quite recently. It's very intriguing and engaging. I love it. So the actor from Breaking Bad, I believe, he plays this judge called Desiato. And he's really phenomenal, like what he does. I've watched a few Breaking Bad episodes, haven't really gotten to the storyline, but I watched it mostly for him. He's like a really expressive actor. He really gets into his character. But the storyline itself is like really catching. The way that they show the graphic of the young man dying on the side of the road, it really kind of pulls you into the show and makes you kind of wonder, okay, well, what's going to happen next? Have any of you guys watched the show yet?
I am caught up on it, and yeah, Bryan Cranston to me is one of these actors that I think is he's one of those actors that are like one of those late bloomers, like the second half of his career is just taking off. Like, for example, what's her name? Damn, I'm slipping names right now. But there's
that was some hints we might can help.
I'm sorry.
I said throw us some hints. We might can help you out.
I forgot them. Don't even worry about it. I can't even give you a hint. But there are a lot of actors that tend to in the beginning of the career not do well commercially. They don't have that commercial success in the beginning, and then toward the middle they seem to like catch this break that all of a sudden they can just go. He is one of those actors that I think are very underrated, but I'm starting to see a little bit of his skill that he showed in Breaking Bad. I'm starting to see it in this, which I wasn't seeing it toward the beginning of the series, but I'm starting to see it a lot more now because he's starting to get a little more.
Yeah, especially in that scene he did when he was in the room with the old man who had dementia, and he was talking about how he was feeling. He was like, he got really into the actual.
Yeah.
It was. I was like, oh, he went crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah. He sent the Jews crazy.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but yeah. So is there anything else that that's caught your eye?
Recently, no, I've kind of been into that show. The only show I watched before that one was, Lovecraft Country.
Yes.
With Jordan Peele and his amazing little array of writers he had for that. I kind of want to sit down in a room with those guys and be like, hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Are y'all okay? Y'all good? Like, y'all want to talk about some things? What do y'all have going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. But besides that show, because I'm still mentally digesting that show a whole lot because like a lot of things in that show threw me, and I knew that at the point where Christina changed into William. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it yet, Dwayne? I don't think you've seen Lovecraft Country yet.
I have not had a chance to catch it out, but it is definitely on my radar to watch. I've been trying to save that HBO Max subscription for something, and it's definitely one of those. It was going to be Wonder Woman 84 to where I could then catch Lovecraft Country, but apparently that movie's not getting the best reception. So apparently I have to guess. Yeah, 84 apparently is not getting the
best mess was trash. That was trash.
It was trash. That was I haven't garbage. Seen it yet. Okay, so you know what?
It's a waste of time.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna reconvene on that because y'all not gonna do my girl like that with the Wonder Woman 84. Y'all not gonna do that.
Listen, look, okay. So the first one, I thought they did a great job with it. I'm just not into a lot of films where they talk, where it goes into like the World War II era, like in terms of a modern day character being in that setting. I'm not into that. So Captain America, for example, the first one, I hated. I think I fell asleep on that thing 3 times before I actually got to watch the whole movie. So I'm not into that. But I thought the film in and of itself was really well done. I thought she did a great job in Batman vs Superman. Justice League is just, whatever. But
it is whatever.
But
don't
84? No. It makes no sense to me. That movie, like I watched the first 34 minutes and I stopped it to take a nap.
Wow.
It is not a good movie.
That's a pretty daunting review.
That's what I've been hearing though.
It's not good.
I've heard every person say this exact same thing about this movie so far.
Yeah. So what's the one thing about this movie that you just thought was the defining factor of trash? I'm about to take a nap. I can't do it with Wonder Woman anymore. I can't.
So we talking about when I took a nap at the 34-minute mark?
Yes.
First off, the special effects were kind of trash to me. I critiqued the film because of my background. Can I?
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, it's a DC.
Yes.
Movie, so you really cannot be too hard on that special effects because that seems to be like a trending problem with their movies. I don't see how anyone went into Wonder Woman thinking that was gonna be on point because DC has a problem with their special effects. I wasn't gonna say anything, but it seems like people don't know they have a problem with their special effects team.
They have a problem with the special effects, but they also have a problem with their writing. Writing and developing. Like it should not be an issue for us to understand how certain things transpire in a film. Like did you guys see the trailer? Because I don't really want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it.
You can't spoil it. It's fine. At this point, I want you to spoil it because I need to understand this daunting review. I need to know.
Okay.
I've seen the trailer, yes.
Okay, so of course you know her boyfriend from the first one that died in the airplane. Steve, yeah. I didn't remember his name. He died in an airplane explosion, right?
Right.
And of course he's coming back for this one. So it was like, how did he come back for this? The how he came back is what probably made this movie stupid as hell to me.
So how did he come back?
I'm not gonna say it.
Please look, no, you're not gonna do this to me in the middle of this. No, sir.
I don't like. Okay, so here's the thing about me. I don't like spoilers, right? So I don't watch movie trailers. So because it's gonna spoil the movie for me. So when I'm talking to someone about a movie that they haven't seen yet, I try not to say too much so that it doesn't ruin it for them. You can get my perspective on it, but I don't want to ruin too much for it before you get to see it yourself. But the how of Steve coming back is what really was probably the dumbest reason to me like for that type of movie. I thought 84 had a great promise in terms of where the film was starting to go at the end of the first one. I was like, okay, so this, she after the first one, now you see her in Justice League, Batman vs Superman. So you're seeing some of her progressions. So I thought eventually they were going to bring it to fast forward the amount of time, but then they decided to go take it to 84. So that whole thing in of itself made no sense to me. But the film, like, I'm sorry one is too predictable. Two is just trash. It's trash. It's just
I
trash.
mean, DC has a problem. They have really great characters.
Yeah.
In comic book form, they do really well. But it's like when they translate that into an actual movie of any type, like even if they just do an animated movie, it seems to just come off all
Well, the animation is really good. I enjoy the animation.
Yeah, their animation movies are great.
Their
the
animated
older
films are better than
animation
Marvel's.
movies are good. The new ones, I don't like those. The newer animation movies, I don't like them.
I like them. I like them. I like them because they tell the story they way that we're supposed to see it on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like their ability to develop a story, their ability to develop characters, their ability to tell a cohesive story is what I would like to see with the live action films. But we don't get that. We get them playing all over the place now because of what's been going on. Now we're gonna have three or four Batmans together in one film. Like this is a multiverse. That makes sense with Spider-Man and in Marvel, right? That makes sense because they've laid the foundation for that films ago that there was gonna be a possibility of a multiverse. You're just now coming into this thing where now all of a sudden we're supposed to have different realities. That makes no sense. So
You're right.
I there,
There's just a lot of room for opportunity in DC, and we're just gonna leave them to
no,
their.
you know what? They've had 12 years.
But sometimes you don't really.
They have trashed it because they had the opportunity to reset this whole thing with Man of Steel, and they had a great foundation with Man of Steel. People trash. I don't know why some people trash Henry Cavill's Superman, but his Superman I thought was phenomenal. Cause what?
I just don't feel like I've seen a Superman yet who really embodies Superman for me on an emotional level. Like I have not seen anyone that said that's not one Superman, not even the television.
Smallville didn't do it.
Not even Christopher Reeve.
Oh, Christopher Reeve didn't show any no. I
mean, they all had their points where okay, I feel like yeah, but it's like I don't. No one had that full complete Superman package. I'm still waiting for him. Maybe they should get Michael B. Jordan to be Superman, like they said.
You know what? Let me say this. I'm for having different characters be black and stuff like that. I'm totally for it. Technically, by the way Superman gets his strength, you would think, skin can absorb sun like that, black. But because he is not based on a black man in the comic books, I don't want to see something that's not comic book accurate.
You know what? I'm with that. So what I think we should do, DC, is go ahead and give my man a nice spin-off. Like maybe he comes from the same planet as Superman. I just need him in that role, in that figure, right?
And I personally, if I do say so, I think this is a perfect transition to one of the things that I actually tried to watch as of today. And speaking of falling asleep, Derrick, I actually did the same thing trying to give this show a chance because I gave it a chance in its first season and it didn't do it for me. So given this season, cast change. Let's talk about Batwoman for a second. The CW's Batwoman debuted yesterday. And as we know, Batwoman is a black woman now.
Yes.
So out of respect for the fact that it was a black woman, I was like, okay, let's see.
So who do they have playing her?
Now, this young lady's name I'm still getting familiar with. I have to actually do my research to get her name again because I believe she's a new actress. So because I haven't seen her in anything before, but I'm sure she has a history of some films that she's been in. But like on a TV standpoint, you can tell she's like a younger actress that, this is probably like a catapult for her big break, if you will.
Right.
Kind of like Stephen Amell was with Green Arrow, when he, nobody didn't really know who Stephen Amell was like that before Green Arrow. And when he kind of emerged in that role, now everybody knows who this man is, even with the show being at its end now. But with Batwoman,
Javisha Leslie, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Javisha Leslie. Okay,
yeah.
So
yeah,
Miss Leslie. Let's talk about Miss Leslie. So,
yes, let's talk about Miss Leslie.
So, beautiful woman, first of all, very beautiful woman. And when I initially watched the show, because again, I was hyped from the time the news came out, like, oh, we got a black woman playing Batwoman. This is interesting. We haven't even had a black man play Bruce Wayne, so we got a black woman playing Batwoman. This should be very interesting. And CW has really been putting a lot of lead women roles in a lot of these superhero DC universe, especially on the TV screen specifically. They've been giving a lot of women, roles. So I'm like, all right, cool. Upon watching it, the plot already kind of just throws me for a loop because the white Batwoman, Kate actually comes to find out she dies kind of cliche. A plane crash, it looks like.
Really?
Plane falls out of the sky, crashes out of the sky. Miss, Leslie, her character, happens to be in this van and she sees the plane crash. Freaks out, gets out of the car, goes to check on some people, finds a passenger, and he's lifeless. She's giving him, trying to bring him back to life a little bit, see if he still shows signs of life. While doing this, is having flashbacks of her past. So then, she does get the man restored. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't even find the body of the previous Batwoman. She just finds the suit. So that already was just random to me because it was like, okay, so you don't find this woman, but you find the suit underneath the ashes of the plane. Interesting. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. She finds the suit. So her flashback is apparently the fact that her and her mother move into this apartment. So apparently they moved to Gotham City. Doesn't appear to be the greatest apartment in the world, but they're in this apartment.
Nothing in Gotham City is nice, bro.
Nothing in Gotham City is nice. Exactly.
Ever.
So, you're thinking, okay, she's like, here's the new beginnings. They're all super excited. That threw me off because I'm like, well, you're in Gotham City. Why are you excited? Don't you know what
right? It's nothing exciting in Gotham.
I don't understand this, but okay. So she's excited, with her mother, and the next thing you know, all I know is that somehow they basically get ambushed or attacked in their home. Their home gets invaded by a bunch of thugs, and it looks like the mother apparently gets killed from the process of this. She just gets beat down, so she survives it. But yeah, gave her like some traumas. And I guess the plane crash made her think back to when that happened. But yeah, this woman ends up in the bat suit after finding it. And she's playing around with the suit, fighting crime all of a sudden out the blue, not knowing how to use the suit, actually excited. Now she athletically can do stuff, so
the suit allows her to. Is that what's going on? The suit is giving her.
Right. Well, it's abilities? Like apparently she can fight already. It's just like, as you guys know, any bat suit is always gadgeted with things. So right. it's an armored suit, so it's gonna have like a night vision, or it's gonna have like a utility belt and all that. So she's basically in the suit, and of course, as you know, it's not like the suit gives you superhuman abilities. It's not the Iron Man uniform.
That's what I was about to say. That is definitely not accurate.
yeah, it's not the Iron Man suit. It's not like you just get in the suit and you're flying. Like, no, she's
right. I was gonna say like.
Yeah,
from what
from what I saw, she knows how to actually combat. It's just she's finding out about what the suit can do in terms of its gadgets. She's just marking out from it out of excitement, and it's like you're fighting crime fighters, but excited at what a suit is doing that you don't even know how to use yet. And so, yeah, it seems like it's already no, I can't do this yet. I'm gonna try to rewatch it because I fell asleep on it, and every time I woke up, it was just like, yeah, no, still not doing it. But I'm gonna try again because again, I support my sisters, man, and I really want this to do well because I heard the first season was borderline gonna be canceled. So I guess CW's thinking, we got a black woman in the lead role, we're gonna get more audience and attraction, but it's not making sense yet. It's not.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but have they done a Catwoman series yet? Like a television series of Catwoman version of that yet?
No, I don't
know.
I don't even know why these people
they
don't allow people to make these television shows and movies without doing one for Catwoman. Like
they tried it. They did try it in 2001.
The series,
but it wasn't a series. But it wasn't really Catwoman. Technically, it was the daughter of Catwoman and Batman.
That don't count. Yeah, that does not count.
Yeah, it only went one season. That just goes to show how great it did too.
Yeah, I don't even remember hearing about that.
It was called not Dark Angel. It was because she ended up making a cameo appearance in the last crossover that they did last year with all of the Arrowverse Arrows last season.
Yeah.
And she was in one of the beginning episodes. And it was like, oh, there's a throwback to a show that people remember, but they don't care to remember because it only went one season and nobody liked it. They trashed it. But yeah.
Look, Catwoman would be an interesting story to tell done the right way. I have my hesitation with it because of that Halle Berry film.
I still got a sour taste from that, huh?
Bruh, that was one of the dumbest films I have ever watched.
Derrick, look at me. Derrick, come on, baby. We're not gonna do this. Now, this is what we're not gonna do today on this beautiful Tuesday night. It was beautiful tonight. And Halle Berry did a wonderful job. Halle Berry, she was the embodiment of Catwoman. I feel like she gave that role everything it needed and then some.
Well, the writers did.
I feel that way. I'm sorry.
The director
I don't know what it's just because I like Halle Berry.
It's probably because you like Halle Berry.
Hold up.
But like the way she walked and the way she talked and like all of that, like she was very well. Like
time out. Flag on the play. Hold on. So you're gonna tell me that Halle Berry makes a better Catwoman? Does she makes a better Storm?
We're not gonna go too far down the total road. We're not saying all that. No, we're not saying all of that. What we're saying is she did a good job.
Think about it this way, Cleo, because I want you to understand. These actors and actresses, they cross a thin line. You see, they one side of them goes DC, and then the other side of them goes Marvel. Case in point, Ben Affleck, Daredevil, Bruce Wayne, and Batman.
Actually, Daredevil was really good. A lot of people hate Daredevil.
I liked it.
I love Daredevil. I can't tell you how many times I watched the movie.
I do like Ben Affleck Batman, to be honest.
He was the best Batman Bruce Wayne combo. LJ has fought me on this for the longest time, but I kid you not, he is the best Batman Bruce Wayne combo ever.
I'm gonna let you have that because my main character is the Joker.
Oh, that's my guy. That's my favorite.
Okay, who's the best Joker? This is the one that's gonna make or break our whole friendship. Who was the best Joker?
All right, I'm gonna give it to you in tiers, okay? And so I've said this on here before, but for those that have not listened to that episode, Heath Ledger is like the Michael Jordan. Okay.
Was something about you when I first saw you that I was gonna like, and I think this is it. I think that was it.
He's a Michael Jordan. Jared Leto. What was it? Jared Leto
was a commercial Batman.
He was a what?
He was a commercial Batman.
Okay, so I know there's a lot of issues with his tattoos, right?
I mean, I liked his tattoos. I thought he was extremely sexy, nice.
Okay. See, I didn't think that, but I thought he did a great job.
He did okay. okay. Like he did not take the role as far as I feel like it should have gone. But then again, it wasn't his movie.
He didn't get a chance to. He was supposed to be.
It wasn't his movie.
He was supposed to be. He was supposed to have an expanded role in Suicide Squad, and whether we get that cut or not is yet to be seen. But I would say Heath Ledger is the Michael Jordan. I would say Jared Leto to me is the Kobe. And then I would say Cameron Monaghan from the Gotham series is Tim Duncan. Because Tim Duncan is underrated, highly underrated, never talked about, never discussed. Case in point,
that mean he rated. I'm just playing. Don't take no offense to that, Duncan. I ain't mean it. It was a joke, boy. It was a joke.
He like no one. He's like almost like a silent assassin, right? Like no one really talks about him, but he's a big fundamental. He's the one that does. He did everything the right way. It's just that when he's not flashy, and Cameron Monaghan's Joker in that series Gotham is the same way. He's not flashy in terms of like being on a film, but if you look at his development, he's the only person to have as long of a time with this character ever. As the time period I think he had was like 3 seasons with that character. So he was able to slowly develop and build and build and build and then deliver that punch. So to me, that's one of the things that sets him apart in a different way. Jared Leto, I know people are going to get mad at me saying that he's number 2 for me, but look away from the tattoos. The tattoos don't mean anything to me. You look at his actual character, how demented and crazy he was, how psychologically like dude was insane.
You know what? And to be honest,
laugh. And he had Harley Quinn. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the Harley Quinn, the character, I forgot her name. It was just in my head when you said Harley Quinn, I thought her name.
Oh God, Maggie.
I cannot.
Margot Robbie.
I know her name.
Margot Robbie.
You said yes. She was a really, really great Harley Quinn. I feel like, and I really wanted them to get a spin-off movie, her and Jared Leto, but she got one, but kind of without him. I don't like that. But you know, it is what it is.
No, that film was absolute trash too. I actually fell asleep in the theaters.
Oh, Derrick. No, I didn't go that far. Now, not trash though.
That's fine.
It's funny.
No, it wasn't. I thought it had good elements to it. I like her character. I like Canary. I like specific characters, but
I didn't like Canary.
The development of the film. I like that she had the hyenas. Because that plays to what I remember seeing in the cartoons and stuff like that. Cool, but no, she
but
film was trash.
My expectations for a DC movie are extremely low at this point. So if they produce something that I can sit down and watch without falling asleep on, I usually think they did a pretty good job. So I'm biased. You know, my opinion just might be just out of wonder.
I fell asleep. I was gone. I brought my own bag of gummy bears into the theater, and I was sitting there, and I'm just like, and I
watched it because they tugged at my heartstrings with a little girl. I was like, y'all got a little girl in here like this. What y'all finna do with her?
They didn't tug at my heartstrings.
Like Lovecraft Country, they tugged at my heartstrings too when they had a little girl running around from the hex.
Now that, yes. Listen, Dwayne, bro. You need to watch that show. That show.
Oh yeah, I couldn't say
and
nothing.
Then no, you watch it. And then when you finish watching it, come back onto the show. We'll all discuss it because Lovecraft Country is a show that needs to be broken down because it has a lot of historical context to it, and it actually tells a lot of historical stories through a different perspective. So,
and it also has like a very intelligent and deep edge to it that kind of like gives you a whole lot to digest at the same. Like it's Dwayne. Let me just tell you something. You're supposed to been did that. You're supposed to been watch the show. Why have you not done so? Dwayne, we talked about this.
Because there was a lot of shows to catch up on, number one. Okay.
First of all, your culture is the first show you catch up on. The culture, baby. The culture is what you catch up on first.
Okay, so First and foremost, that was a show I did not realize was on HBO Max anyway. I thought that was probably on FX, you know, like one of those American Horror Story type of networks, you know. So I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, I'll watch it. Then I found out it's on HBO Max. What's HBO Max? Didn't know about that. Okay, didn't know they were producing their own solo shows. Yeah. Which, like a lot of these streaming sites nowadays, you know, everybody's got their own, you know. Amazon Prime I've been on lately, you know. I mean, hey. You know,
I mean, all you need is a good script.
I'm
thinking about writing the one.
Hey, look. Truth be told, you need to get HBO Max just because of what they're doing this year. Like a lot of the movies that were going to come out in theater.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to get my subscription the moment that string of movies comes out. Except for
it's gonna be throughout the year. It's not gonna be like back to back. But they're gonna be like a couple, like I think within the next.
Waiting for the first real movie to catch my attention. So then I'd be able to watch Wonder Woman 84 and be able to tell how I feel about it. I'd be able to watch Lovecraft Country and tell you guys how I feel about it.
And you need to do that expeditiously. I'm not even playing with you anymore, Dwayne. I'm serious. Like, I didn't have enough to hear with you. You about to turn your drawers with me? Okay, I don't want to talk to you like that in public, but we here now, best friend. You need to come get it together.
We'll get it together.
Look, Lovecraft Country. Watch Lovecraft Country before you watch 84. Like, trust me. That
Matter of fact,
2 hours that you're gonna watch on 84. Those are 2 episodes you could be in on Lovecraft Country.
And way better, apparently, from what I'm hearing. And when you get done with Lovecraft Country, go straight to Your Honor. Just skip over 84 because it seems like it's not even worth your time at this point. Your Honor, and then 84.
It sounds like okay, all right.
Yeah, and actually,
I'll watch it.
A movie I just watched on HBO Max. I think yesterday or the day before. The Photograph. I had not seen that.
Was it good?
Oh my God. Issa Rae. Now, of course, we're used to seeing her in the Insecure realm for the show, which is phenomenal. Coming on they're about to start filming their last season, which I hate, but you know,
never seen it.
Oh, okay.
Put it on the list. Hold on, let me write it down.
Watch it.
What is on the list though?
Insecure is a show you need to watch. That show to me, you're talking about writing and all that stuff. This is a really good way to show. It's a really good example of specific ways to write and specific ways to not develop certain characters. But it's a phenomenal show. That's one of my favorite shows, honestly. But The Photograph gives you depth of her acting ability that you don't necessarily get to see on Insecure. And Lakeith Stanfield, I mean, he killed that role. I the movie itself was just great. You know, it's a love story. I'm not usually I usually don't watch a lot of romance films, but I watch a lot of the romance films that I like are the ones that are not the typical ones. Like, for example, like P.S. I Love You. That's not a typical romance film. It you know, it might have certain elements of traditional things that you would do in certain settings, but the film itself, the plot for it, is just totally different. So I like stuff like that. This was a very well done show. I mean, not show, but very well done movie. And yeah, watch it. Please watch it. That definitely watch that over 84. I would watch Sandfall before watching 84 again.
Not Sandfall.
I will literally go outside and
I would watch MASH.
No, yeah, I would watch. Yeah, I would do that too. But I would literally.
I'm talking trash. I ain't even seen the movie. Let me shut up.
I would literally grab some sand.
Yeah, didn't you just defend your girl not too long ago?
I did. Now I'm talking
stuff.
That's my problem. I can't turn down a good.
Do that. You just defended Wonder Woman. You can't go.
Gal Gadot in and of herself, her talent, she's good. She's good. I think she's really phenomenal. But the development was just trash. Like they were. DC.
You know, I thought that was really gonna do something with Wonder Woman because
they wasted her. They wasted her for real. Just like Batman was supposed to be, because like I was saying before, like Superman was supposed to be the beginning of the new extended universe, and then they brought on Batman, did the Batman versus Superman, which a lot of people don't even like that film. I like that film.
I liked the Batman versus Superman. I really did.
Yeah.
And I
certain
didn't think
things that were just.
It took me a long time.
It's better than Justice League. That's for sure.
Everything's better than Justice League. I would even put 84 above Justice League.
I'm okay with I feel like Justice League was one of those movies that they didn't hack up as bad as their other ones. Like it wasn't the best. I'm not gonna sit here and just hype it up, but I feel like they reached a level. I was like, okay, I'm cool with it, I guess. But like I said, DC, I always have like a very low totem bar for their movies anyway. So it was whatever.
I think.
Have y'all seen American Gods?
No, I've been meaning to. I saw the first episode, and then I just started. That's when I had just started watching Power. So I was trying to get into American Gods, and I just went back to Power.
I liked American Gods. If you get a chance to go back into it, I feel like it's worth the second shot. They got a second season now. I haven't started yet, but the first season I liked it. So far, yeah, and like the seasons don't have many shows either. So it's like the first show took me a little minute to kind of get into it. I was like, what are you guys doing? But like they have a lot of metaphors for different types of gods and ideology. I'm sorry, I can't get the word out, but you know what I'm trying to say, so don't act like that. But in a lot of different theories, and they put them in a context to where it makes you think about religion and about spirituality and about everything we consider when we think of a higher purpose or a higher power.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I'll definitely check it out.
It's a lot to digest though, so just I'll say that as well.
I see. To me, I think a lot of projects that make you think are great. I know a lot of people don't like, maybe necessarily thinking while they're watching a film, but I think that's why I love Inception. Like pretty much anything that Christopher Nolan did.
Oh, I loved Inception as well.
It made you think, right? Like from the opening scene, it just makes you think, and I like that. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
Okay. That's most definitely do.
Yeah.
So what you been watching, Derrick? Everybody else said what they've been watching. What you been watching?
Yeah, so I get into these and I think I've said this on the show before, but I get into these ruts when I like to start watching animated films. And I don't know why, but I will start doing like finding different movies just to watch. And I watched Shrek again for like, I don't even know. My god sister made me watch that movie like 100 times with her when she was like 2 years old. So I've seen that movie.
You can't go wrong with Shrek though. It's funny. It's a classic, timeless movie.
It is, but looking back on it, from perspective today, the animation doesn't look as good as I thought it did back then. And it's fine. This technology is not as advanced back then as it is now. I totally understand, but there were certain elements to it. I was like, oh man, like that looks a little flatter than I thought it did. Like it doesn't. It's just intriguing to go back and watch old movies. When you first thought that they looked phenomenal, and then going back and watch it years later, and they don't look anything like what you remember them looking. Toy Story,
I know what you're talking about. I haven't experienced that with Shrek though. I mean, like I said, I'm a very biased person, so it could be because I love Shrek. Like it's one of the best kid movies ever made. I haven't rewatched it, and I rewatch it quite often, more than I like to admit, and alone and not with my kids. But I haven't reached the point where I feel like the graphics is, they outdated.
Did you say it's one of the best animated films?
I didn't say that. I said kid films.
Kid films?
But like from an adult standpoint, because it's an adult, I understand a lot more jokes that I did when I was younger, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I feel like Shrek is really an adult cartoon, to be honest, and I'm going to stick with their argument forever.
It does have a lot of adult themes in it, which I remember when I was first watching it, I didn't pick up on a lot of that stuff at all. But yeah, going back and seeing some, you pick up on all the little jokes and innuendos and
because I watched it with my little girl, and you know, you watching with your kids, you're a little more perceptive about what's going on in the movie. And I was like she wasn't catching it, like she just thought it was like a cartoon, like I did when I first watched it, and she was like, but I was like,
they
hope she don't ask me no questions about that later.
Yeah, they make films like that so that the parents can enjoy it and the kids can enjoy it. Like that's what I can appreciate. Like to me, it's fine if you have subtle things like that where it completely goes over a kid's head and the parents get a laugh out of it. But I think like, and I gotta look at some of the newer stuff, but a lot of child shows are really starting to become more explicit. Like, more than especially than I remember. I don't remember some cartoons being like that. I remember them just taking them at face value. Now, Hey Arnold, they they went overboard with the shape of Arnold's grandfather's face, like his head.
They did.
That's one.
But you know what? I feel like since I've gone back and watched a lot of shows from my childhood, I feel like they did the same exact things, probably in more subtle ways.
Sure
because
yeah, but it's more subtle.
It was more conservative back then. Like that was like, no, you're not going.
Yeah,
it's a lot more laid back now. The conversations that they're kind of enticing kind of have started earlier anyway. So I guess it's more. I don't want to say helpful for the family, but they put it in context where kids can. Oh, okay. I can relate to this. I can understand this. I can digest it.
Yeah.
Or they don't, and it goes,
those kids
all the way up there.
Yeah.
Those kid cartoons, not so kid friendly as much as you think they are.
No, especially SpongeBob.
Ren and
SpongeBob be
Stimpy.
tweaking.
SpongeBob.
But SpongeBob funny.
SpongeBob's funny as hell.
Ren and Stimpy. Rocko's Modern
My parents
Life.
wouldn't let me watch Ren and Stimpy. That was forbidden. I couldn't watch it, so I have no childhood recollection of that show.
They were seesawing on a log.
I've seen that cut on social media. I've never seen the show, so I was not subject to that as a child. But
Rocko's Modern Life, people.
Now I did watch that.
You thought, and you found out, no, this is not for kids either.
I don't even remember it like that. I did watch that, but I don't remember it like that.
Trust me.
That's crazy. They put all these things into our mind as kids subtly, and now we're older and we can't remember any of it. Do you ever wonder how much you actually still relate some of that stuff to your daily life, or you just kind of just let it go to the side of your head?
Yeah, there's some that still stick to you. There's some that still stick to you. The Rocket Powers of the world, the Hey Arnolds of the world. They're still
Rugrats.
Very genuine. Rugrats.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I meant, Dwayne, but we'll have that conversation a little bit later. It's not a real conversation.
Oh, we got whatever conversation on here we want.
You said what?
We got whatever conversation we want on here because it's like film.
Okay, boss man.
Around films and TV for sure.
So,
but that's gonna be like another hour-long conversation. So y'all want to see it for 2 more hours?
We will
have to do you guys a favor. I don't.
We'll do that another episode. We'll do that.
Well, I can't sit here 2 hours because y'all know I'm in Vegas, so I'm not gonna sit here 2 hours with you guys on Realish. I'm sorry. I love y'all. I don't love y'all that much.
Love you. There you go. First hand.
No problem.
Let me ask you guys this: have you had a chance to catch One Night in Miami?
No, but I'm going to watch that this week.
One Night in Miami. What's that? I've never even heard of it.
So One Night in Miami is literally a movie based off of 4 important Black historical figures with different perspectives. So you got Jim Brown, famous NFL running back from his time / movie actor, as we know. You've got Sam Cooke, one of the most legendary, talented soul artists of his time. You've got, of course, Malcolm X, as we all know. And then, of course, the one, the only true, I'm so pretty myself, Muhammad Ali, coming on through. And it literally just tells the story of these 4 being good friends with each other And basically, the one night is centered around Muhammad Ali having a big title fight, which was his first title victory, which happened to be hosted in Miami. And Malcolm and him were very good friends. So Malcolm was actually bringing Cassius Clay into the Nation of Islam to convert him over to being a Muslim, hence the name Muhammad Ali then coming into the fray. So at the time, technically, this movie takes place when he was still labeled as Cassius Clay, more so than Muhammad Ali. But you see at the end, without spoiling, where they kind of lead towards that whole Muhammad Ali phase. But you know, he was Cassius technically at this time. But it just tells a real good perspective of all four sides. Malcolm X being kind of the more, you know, influential. He almost had a big brother vibe in a way. Jim Brown kind of, you know, Jim Brown was kind of like the cool kid on the block, but like he was like the, you could call him like the second older brother, you know, like if you looked at siblings, it would be like Malcolm X is the older brother, Jim Brown's kind of like the second behind in command, you know, Sam Cooke was probably like the middle child, and Muhammad Ali is just the little brother, the little baby brother.
And you know what? When you named them that way, I could see the energies falling in that order. You know, because Muhammad Ali is obviously the youngest child. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you see it. I mean, the shout out. Honestly, I haven't seen a Muhammad Ali. I think actually, arguably, this actor that played Muhammad Ali might have done better than Will Smith. Maybe.
Really?
Might, in terms of like a legit Muhammad Ali impression, I think he did better than Will. Will,
you don't think Will Smith did a great impression?
I have to go back and watch Ali with Will Smith because I haven't seen it in so long. But from what I saw with him, I mean,
you did? Did you thought he did phenomenal?
I didn't think that. I love. You know, I love Will Smith. I love Will Smith and anything he acts in. But
he was horrible in Concussion. He was absolutely horrible.
I never saw that yet.
No, I mean, it's a good film, but that accent that he had, I don't know why they even chose him. Like,
tell the truth.
Actually, I do know why they chose. Overbrook.
I feel like
that's what it was. His company produced it.
I feel like Will Smith is disillusioned with his acting skills a whole lot. He think he can play certain roles and he just can't. He can't do that. So,
hey, he nailed Deadshot pretty well. I'm just saying, you know, he saved Suicide Squad.
But that's one of his roles.
He saved it.
Action.
Him and Harley Quinn saved Suicide Squad tremendously.
They did, but action and comedy is his thing, so it's only natural that he would thrive in DC because that's what he was supposed to do. Action and comedy. Anything with those two things, Will Smith got it. Anything else that don't get those two things involved it's not working for Will Smith.
Hey, listen.
He can't do too much depth. I don't know why. He can't do so much depth. Like he needs a simple storyline, you know, to fly him in and fly him right on out. He gonna give you a box office hit. Anything with too much depth in it, and it's not gonna.
I thought listen. Maybe I
check his box office records and then get back to me and see if I'm lying.
Box office record, I don't really pay attention to those that much.
I mean, I don't either, but I want to see, was it a trend that only I noticed and apparently it's not.
No, no, you're not. I don't think you're wrong. I think there are certain films where he's done definitely that weren't good at all. Like Wild Wild West, that choosing that over The Matrix was not the.
Okay, so name me one movie where it's not action and it's not comedy that he did a great job, and do not say the Muhammad Ali movie because we already came to a conclusion that for me personally, I'm going to say he didn't bring that through for me.
Okay.
But then again, I
hold on.
Muhammad Ali is someone I put on a really high pedestal. So to see someone play him, like, they need to also probably reach that mark, or I'm not going to respect the character.
And like I would say, this gentleman that played him in One Night in Miami, keep in mind, this is the first time Muhammad Ali has been interpreted on screen since Will Smith's version of him. So throughout decades, you definitely see, because that Ali movie was like, what, 2001, 2?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so that's a lot of decades since.
I got two films for you that I think that Will Smith did a phenomenal job that was not action or comedy. The Pursuit of Happiness and Collateral Beauty.
Have not seen Collateral Beauty.
I got another one for
Watch
you.
it. Go watch it.
I got another one for you.
Yeah, because the Pursuit of Happiness one there, but it was a nice try.
7 Pounds is another one.
I got another
7 Pounds. 7 Pounds was okay. I feel like the only reason I didn't like the movie was because of Will Smith.
I got another one for you. Actually. Believe it or not. She did say not action or comedy, right?
Yeah, she said not action.
Not action or comedy?
Yeah.
Switch. Focus. Sorry, Focus, not Switch.
Focus.
I was thinking of his song.
Yeah, you know his song. Yeah.
Focus. I was thinking.
Okay, so obviously I have not seen enough Will Smith movies to be an expert on this subject matter. I will watch Matter of Beauty.
Listen,
I will watch Switch.
Focus.
And I will get back with you guys.
I'm telling you, watch
Pursuit of Happiness was a really long.
Yeah.
It had a really great message in it, but it was really long and it was really dry. Like
which one?
Pursuit of Happiness.
It was like eating a Popeye's biscuit with no water. It was like, it's good. You want to eat it, but you just can't.
No, I do not want to eat
it. You want to eat it, but you just can't.
No, I do not want to eat Popeye's biscuits.
Focus.
I do, because they are really good. Like, they have a really nice buttery taste to them. They're just real thick and dry.
No.
You can make you think you gonna have COVID-19 trying to eat that biscuit. Coughing up everything.
Focus is definitely something.
Focus with Margot Robbie.
That's gonna have you.
That was cool.
Your pockets.
But that's actually, is that not?
I didn't even realize she was in that. She was in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's actually not considered action.
I gotta watch that again
because that was more so about how scammers scam.
I gotta watch that again.
I need to watch that movie. It's called what again?
Focus.
Yeah, I need to do research on scamming.
It's gonna have you protect your pockets, especially being out there in Vegas. I'll tell you that.
I'm already doing that, baby.
Gonna be
I don't know what you heard about.
No. But there's ways.
Out of me.
There was ways they could get you without you even realizing it. That was the thing.
No, it's not. Because first you gotta get me to talk to you back, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna walk past you like.
No.
They
Focus,
could get it without.
They could get you without talking to you. Focus was like they could get you like that.
Are you talking about the movie?
Yeah, in the movie, yeah. I said Focus will have you like really thinking like, oh,
they call it RFID readers.
Yeah.
RFID readers. Oh, y'all about to go make me watch me. I'm in Vegas. I'm not supposed to be watching movies. You know what? I've actually heard of RFID reader. Well, RFID, the term RFID, that RFID reader.
They make wallets that block RFID readers so that people can't get your information or your credit cards and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I might need me an RFID reader so I can get a few numbers, baby. Give me a nice Range Rover Rolls Royce. You're pretty over here.
Yes.
Yeah,
so, but man, I'm telling you, I tell you guys, it's funny when we say like movies from past that make us like kind of thinking how they, do they age well? Do they not age well? I actually came across a movie I was watching on Netflix a little bit before we were actually doing what we were doing, and shout out to this man because I'm actually a big fan of his. My boy Wesley Snipes. I was watching Passenger 57, and I found it so funny watching that movie, and the fact that here's a man that it had me think a few things, because it was like, okay, here's a man, black role, black lead, the best at what he does, okay, being in security and everything like that. Literally, this man is on a plane that gets hijacked by terrorists, and literally
back when they made movies about that.
Way before 9/11 was on, right?
Before a plane actually got hijacked.
How that actually happens? Isn't that funny? How that kind of fortune told a little bit. Gee, who said
really
that they weren't
funny? But we're gonna need a whole other segment for conspiracy
whole different
theories.
story.
Yeah. Who said they wasn't predicting the future, right? So he gets the plane that actually
not predicting it. They were actually telling it, but.
There you go. Yeah, he gets the plane to actually land by emptying out the fuel, getting it to force it to land, So they landed, and the thing about it was he gets out because he got kind of pushed out somewhat. It was still leveled at the ground where he didn't obviously die from it, but he gets pushed out, and then these they're in Louisiana apparently, so white cops just come out of nowhere, literally target this man and just start, handcuffing him, taking him away. He's trying to tell them over and over, hey man, look, I work for this. I'm the good guy. This is a plane hijacked full of terrorists right now. They ain't trying to listen to this man, nor are they trying to believe this man. Here comes the terrorists. calling these guys on the phone. Yo, I just killed. Actually, no. Look out the window, dumping out passengers that are dead, and it's like, okay, I'm about to kill some more in about 5 to 10 minutes if you don't give me what I want. And then he tries to frame Wesley saying, oh yeah, there's a man in there that might talk a little smooth. He works for me, but he actually kind of turned on me. So yeah, you could either deal with him how you please, or you could turn him into me and let me deal with him. You know. So the chief sheriff is kind of like, you know, he's almost conflicted, as if he doesn't know which one to believe. Luckily, he ends up kind of being on the good guy side a little bit, but the other two officers still just want to, you know, hey, shut up, boy, you know, this and that, you know, all of this. And Wesley, you know, of course, beats the hell out of him just to get away so he can finally, you know, try to get to the objective at hand. Of course, the FBI shows up, and the head guy happens to be black, so he's like, you know, if you have anything happen to Cutter, I could have all of y'all sued and completely out of action right now. So I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Whoever directed this film was like, you know, as a kid, this is a 90s movie. So given what's happened today, even though we know it was happening somewhat back then too, with how everything's happening today, it's just looking at this like, man, that director gotta look like a genius right now based off this scene. Because even after when he caught the doggone terrorists in the doggone fairgrounds, here come the FBI's and the local cops, and the local cops freaking tackle Wesley off the bad guy, and the FBI people had to be like, nah, get off of him, that's the good guy. And I was just like, man, gee, which is worse to white America these days? You know, black man's a threat, but what does it look like when a terrorist is around? Are we worse? Or are we the same? What are we?
You know what? We just need a new show called Wokish to go along with it. That's
there you go.
There you go. Because if we're gonna get into 9/11, baby, we gonna do it. And anything associated with it, but
different episode.
Baby, that's a biography. That's a whole series of things we need to talk about and break.
But see, it's a movie. It's funny because like, as you know, as dope as Wesley is in action movies, looking back at that specific movie, given what all has taken place since that movie was out, it's like, man,
it's like. Speaking of Wesley, have you seen him in Dolomite? The movie with
he in a new movie
with Eddie Dolomite. Yeah,
good. They got my boy Wesley out of retirement.
Dolomite. Yeah, he's gonna be in a Coming to America too.
Coming to America. Yeah.
Okay, that could be okay. Because you know it's Coming to America too. Now I don't know how I feel about them going to get my man out of retirement like that though, because you know after a certain time he did good.
He killed
it. He killed it.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't doubt him for 1 second.
What? Wesley Snipes, I think his role in that film, you just got to watch it. But I think his role in that film was just as significant as Eddie Murphy's. He just didn't have as much screen time, but it's just as significant.
They always do a dark skinned brother like that.
Well,
hey, my boy Wesley, he did all them Blade movies, and ain't nobody never did it like him before. And ain't gonna never do it like him.
But Mahershala Ali,
Mahershala Ali is going to kill that role.
He should do justice. That role. He won't replace Wesley no matter what. Okay, that's like trying to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
I got a hot take.
It just ain't gonna happen.
I got a hot take. I actually think Mahershala Ali is going to outdo Wesley Snipes in Blade.
I was
wrong, sir.
You know what, Derrick?
No.
If he can't make me laugh the way Wesley made me laugh while looking complete, I'm kicking at man. No.
Look,
he has to be able to. You got to make him laugh.
When do the movie come out? When do the movie come out? When?
I don't know. I think Blade.
Well, okay. Here's what I've read. Here's what I've read, guys. Here's what I've read. So, Marvel has a mystery movie coming out in October of 2022. Okay? They won't let anything, they're not telling us what the movie is, and they won't let anything take place of that movie. So, a lot of people are thinking, most likely that's Blade, because October, vampires, Halloween, makes sense, right? Makes sense. Plus, you're going for a dark rated R feel with Blade, as you should, right? Because even Wesley's Blade was rated R. People just didn't know he was a Marvel character back then.
Yeah.
But
I really did not know that either.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a long little movie that I like to watch, and then Wesley Snipes was a badass.
Look, if people ever watched the 90s animated Spider-Man, they would have known Blade was in it, but a lot of people didn't know that. I don't even know if the film was out at that time. I don't think the film was out at that time yet, though. I think the Spider-Man.
So you said 2022.
2022. That's how.
I don't even know why the production teams be doing me like this, especially Marvel. They want to release these dates like 2 years in advance, knowing that I'm impatient. They do this to me every time. They drive my anxiety up here. I don't like it.
You gotta blame the Rona. You gotta blame the Rona because truth be
it's
told,
not
if
the
it
Rona.
wasn't
They've
for
been
the
doing
Rona,
this for quite a while. They always release their next date like a few years in the past. I don't like
They have, but the Rona messed up Marvel's Phase 4 plans a little bit. See, by now we should have seen a lot of Phase 4 starting.
So you know Marvel plans, and you've been holding out on me. So what's Phase 5? Let's talk.
Well, you got a while before you get to Phase 5. That's gonna be like 10 years.
No, Blade. No, it's not gonna be 10 years. It's not gonna be 10 years. It's not gonna be 10 years.
Look how long it took for Phase 3 to finally end.
Yeah, but that was like 2.5. That was about 2.5.
But they have to really set some stuff up for
That's
Phase
a long decade of movies. Remember, Iron Man.
Well, see,
Iron Man started Phase 3.
No, Iron Man started Phase 1. The first one.
The first Iron Man.
First Iron Man started at Phase 1. That's when they started, and then I forgot. I think Endgame was the end of Phase 3. So you're talking about maybe 2.5 to 3 years of films that are going to be in Phase 4. So I think Blade, to me, from what I was gauging, Blade might actually come out toward the end of Phase 4. So that would roughly put it at 2023, 2024. But see,
here's
because of the pushback. Because of the pushback.
Here's the factor. The factor you're forgetting about is Doctor Strange 2, which falls in 2022. Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange 2 is supposedly going to be labeled as more of a horror film.
It is a horror film
because of its multiple. Well, they don't want to admit that because Disney's not really. It is a horror film for that.
Yeah,
but Disney's not going to say that. That's what they're going for. Creators are going for that, but Disney is not really known for horror. Disney's we're family oriented, so they're pushy about that.
Well, Disney should have thought about that before they signed on with Marvel, because they might as well just go ahead and get ready for the ride. We're not going to do this for your Disney.
Deadpool
we get Deadpool. We're gonna get a rated R Deadpool. We will be getting rated R
Disney. You know what I'm saying?
Because Deadpool cannot be rated anything else but R or M for mature. I wish they would try me.
Neither can Blade.
I wouldn't watch it.
Neither can Blade. Unfortunately, Blade can't be PG-13 either.
It does not need to be. Disney, let me tell you something, baby. I will come fight everybody at that studio if y'all do this to me. Okay, stop doing stuff, Disney. Y'all getting your hands on too much stuff. Y'all want to don't kidify it.
Oh yeah. But see, it's because of Doctor Strange, they can introduce the supernatural elements because Doctor Strange allowed them to introduce the supernatural elements. Therefore, now you can bring in vampires. And when you bring in vampires, that opens the door for a guy like Blade to come.
Well, for sure. But that's still Phase 4. Like Doctor Strange 2 will still be Phase 4. So that's what I'm saying.
No, they're classifying that really, in that Phase 4. Which means Blade is also in that, but you could be right about the tail end of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tail end of it because I don't even think they've started pre-production for Blade yet. All they've done is shown us the logo.
We won't really know
Mahershala Ali casting. I know.
We don't really know.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not getting my hopes up.
This is a mystery movie.
This is
a mystery movie for October.
This is the route that a lot of fans tend to go down, and then they get disappointed when things don't happen. I can't do that. Because I start getting my expectation built up. I don't want that. I love the fact that we will see Blade to at least sometime in Phase 4. But my whole thing, I'm honestly focused more so on how they're going to bring in Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four and
Are
X-Men.
they redoing Fantastic Four again?
They had no choice.
You're gonna
They
be
honestly
happy.
have no choice.
No.
This is gonna be phenomenal.
Cleo, understand. This is an MCU This is an MCU Fantastic Four.
That was Fox.
Which means just like we're gonna get an MCU X-Men. Okay, so we're gonna get everything done the right way.
And we got this new Daredevil with the Netflix series.
Well, yeah, probably that doesn't count. That's already
okay. So when you say we're gonna get an MCU X-Men, because I feel more strongly about that than I do. See, I forgot the other thing we were talking about already. That's crazy. Fantastic Four. You see, I forgot about them already. Don't nobody even remember them till you say their name. That's crazy. Y'all
wrong. Out with because the first one was
good. It was great.
Good. People enjoyed it and were excited about it. Then they just went downhill.
Y'all thought that was
much
good?
Like X-Men. The first X-Men was good.
Though. The second Fantastic Four of the second, I liked it. I liked it.
No.
It's
only thing I liked about.
I'm sorry, Michael B. Jordan is my man. I love him, husband. I support everything you do. But that movie was not it.
No, none of them.
He was the only thing in that movie that was it. And that's only because he's my husband. I have to support everything that he do.
The only thing I understood or liked about Fantastic Four 2 was just that it had Silver Surfer, and even that disappointed me.
Silver Surfer was good, but
that's all I liked about it.
There was nothing good about the film.
Galactus was literally just a universe that made me mad.
Yeah.
When what? Galactus did what?
Galactus was nothing but literally a universe.
It wasn't the actual
physical being.
Yeah,
you're right. They did kind of tone it down, but I felt like it was more menacing the way they did that way because it was like a mindless monster. It didn't really care what it was, or it was supposed to be. But I'm trying to see how that big old cloud talked to that little bitty man and told him to go do that. Like I was still trying to figure that out. Like so the man talks to the cloud, or the cloud talks to the man. Knows. They do sign language with the clouds. Like what did they do?
And everybody who knows, everyone who knows who Galactus is, know that this is an extraordinary, large galactic being that eats planets.
I expect to see him pretty soon.
He should be. Mm-hmm. Galactus should be.
I expect to see
the next phase of villain. He should be.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get it, but I that's what I'm expecting because of Doctor Strange.
After Thanos, I'm pretty much excited for whoever they bring because they got to outdo Thanos now. They can't just come in.
Not gonna be hard.
It won't be because now you can explore other dimensions.
Yeah, you can do a lot more. They have expanded.
Thanos was from another dimension.
Yeah, so Thanos allows you to do more outside. Mm-hmm. If anything, you won't see a lot of earthly villains anymore. Now it's just going to be villains.
No, they split the Avengers. So some are going to be on Earth, some are going to be in space. So we're going to be able to.
Yeah, we saw that with Marvel Woman. They kind of went on here.
Marvel. That. Yeah. Oh my God. Never mind.
Probably.
Please tell me.
I'm gonna sound so
worst Marvel movie. Could you say that's arguably the worst Marvel movie?
Yes.
Of recent memory?
Yes. And it was still good.
So did you not like Captain Marvel, Derrick? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Like Captain Marvel. It was a much better movie than Wonder Woman. Much better movie. But there were certain things about it that I was just like, I'm not a fan of her development either.
Hey, you killing my girl Cleo.
I'm sorry.
This is our woman presence. You can't make a debut like this, bro.
I know, and I know
these woman roles,
listen,
man.
I know I sound sexist right now. I hate that, but I'm telling you, you
don't look like you hate it. You look like you're quite proud of yourself.
I love women, but what I'm saying is that, but that's my indictment though. I don't think that movies that have a female lead in it should necessarily have anything less than what the male leads have. Like, if anything, when you're talking about Captain Marvel, if she is technically like one of the strongest comic book characters, why is it that I don't feel that? I don't feel.
How you didn't feel that? Okay, so in Endgame when she came through the sky, you didn't see that. You
went yes, but that was Endgame.
No, but answer me this though. If she's so powerful, right? She came through Thanos' ship, destroyed it, all that stuff, right?
Period.
Why is it that she couldn't just hold the gauntlet? Why is it that Spider-Man needed help and you got all these characters fumbling the gauntlet and trying to get to their destination with it? Why you have all of them when you can just hand it to her and she can just go? she didn't need to be in the film if that's the case.
Which they did do eventually.
Eventually,
but did end up with it.
But you see what I'm saying? Like they bounced it around.
Look, the point you're making is valid. Now, nobody's gonna say they wrong, but what we're not gonna do is discredit my girl.
No,
because the way they wrote the movie, we're not gonna do that.
No. I'm not discrediting her. I'm not discrediting her. I just thought that I would have liked to see a little more done with the film than what was shown. But for that to be the worst Marvel film is still a testament to what Marvel has built. Because yeah, to me it's the worst one. For for that to be the worst one, it's a testament to Marvel because it's still a great movie. I'm not saying I didn't fall asleep on it or anything. I enjoyed the movie, but I think there was a lot of stuff to it that could have been done better.
That's you know what I think that DC needs to hire some of Marvel's writers and some of their producers and some of that because
I don't want them poaching anyone from Marvel. I don't want them poaching anyone from Marvel because Marvel has a phenomenal thing going and has for the last 12 years. DC just needs to stop. That's all they need to do.
No, they don't need to stop. No, DC needs to sell themselves to Marvel and let Marvel go ahead and take over and do everything they need to do with these characters because I know Marvel gonna get the job done because Marvel is that team and they that unit.
That's like Pepsi's,
Marvel need Joker and Catwoman. That's
DC.
That's like Pepsi selling their product over to Coca-Cola.
They probably should.
They probably should, but it'll never happen.
DC needs to stick to its silver
I don't
screen.
like to use the word never. Let Cleo get in the board meeting, and I bet I make some things happen. Okay, look, you over here, you over there, and you fired because I don't know what you thought she was doing with Wonder Woman. Apparently, it didn't hit like he was supposed to hit, and she is a hitter. So you gotta go.
That's what I'm saying. You can't take these strong characters and not make the film feel strong. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
You just can't do that. I thought, they had some things with Captain Marvel that could have been done better, but for it to be a film about a character that I knew nothing about, I think they did their job. But in the sequel,
they did do their job.
In this sequel, I need to see more. That's all I'm saying.
But they have to build her up.
I know.
They can't. I know. I feel like Marvel's fault is that they set the bar so high for themselves originally. Like with Iron Man, it was a hit. It was a smash box office hit, movie after movie after movie after movie, and then Captain America.
I was about to say, can I correct
you
that?
Right.
Captain Marvel is not the worst Marvel movie. Iron Man 3 is the absolute worst, and Captain America might actually be under that.
Yeah.
According
so Captain
to his
America is Baby Zero.
According to your standards,
Iron Man 3 is Baby
Zero. That doesn't speak for the Marvel universe.
Marvel universe. Derrick Lamont Myers Jr. I only speak for Derrick Lamont Myers Jr. I am not talking about anyone else. To me, Iron Man 3, Captain America were the worst Marvel films. Captain Marvel is above that for sure. But in terms of their modern films, it was one of the worst that they've done in modern time. Is that okay for me to say? In recent,
none of this is okay for you to say, but you're saying it regardless. So which is
I'm going to say it anyway. But I'm just saying, like, are you okay?
I'm fine. I still feel the same way I feel about Captain Marvel. That's my girl. She can't.
I know nothing about her.
I'm actually curious to know where Derrick puts Ant-Man and all of those.
Right?
I love Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man.
Oh my God! I cannot believe him.
What, you thought that was one of the first ones?
With this man, God.
Did you think that was one of the first ones?
Ant-Man, but he's talking smack about Captain Marvel. I can't. Okay, so Ant-Man and the Wasp was actually pretty good. I'm a diehard person for dominant female characters. Me. Yes, but naturally I like 2 the best because
2 is I would say 2 is better than the first one. I don't mind saying that, but the second one actually introduced us to the quantum realm, which is very possible as to how the Fantastic Four could come about.
because it's very possible.
And you know what? I like that Marvel makes everything so tangible and as close to reality as possible because they know that they have all these outlandish concepts of superheroes and they try to make it as close to reality as possible. They do a good job because I be feeling like one day I'm real, they're gonna have me an ant suit on. Like I have this in my head, I'm gonna have me an Iron Man suit. Like somebody is designing it right now in a cave in the Middle Eastern, you know, of the world somewhere. They designed it like Iron Man did. They doing it. And I'm gonna buy me one once they mass produce it.
There you go. There you go.
That would be the worst thing for
and I'm gonna get it in blue.
That would be the worst thing for the powers that be for Black people to get Iron Man suits.
Period. We already don't do right. We ain't gonna do that much. So if you think about it, Black people really don't do too much.
Iron Man suits? Can you imagine pimped out Iron Man suits?
With sound systems, yes.
It's gonna be spectacular. I'm ready for the country to see it, baby. The country gonna do it so right.
You pulling up with a sound system. You got your sonic blasters ready to just blast the hater, you know what I'm saying? And you got your music what?
I'm flying everywhere.
Candy coated, candy painted. What's up?
Bruh, I will never. And I want the Iron Man suit that comes in a briefcase that Tony Stark had at number 2, so that I can carry it with me wherever I go without it being obvious. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to go on planes anymore.
Man, what you said, like, don't make me drop my suitcase on you.
I mean, the suitcase is cool and all, but just the fact that I could just come to me.
I want that Spider-Man suit. If they make any Iron Man suit, I want the one he made for Spider-Man. It look comfortable and stuff, and you can. I want that.
Look tight.
That's just because he's a skinny guy.
Yeah, that look tight.
Because he's a skinny guy. You gotta understand, he's a slim dude.
Yeah, and it's a white guy. But for like I'm thinking about it from me. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable in that in any way, shape, or form.
You would. It'll be breathable. It's gonna conform to you. It's one size fits all, baby. Don't worry, I got you.
One size does not fit all.
It do. It's a Spider-Man Iron Man suit. It's gonna fit everybody.
Nano.
It is nanotechnology, isn't it?
Go ahead.
It's got nanobites.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what, Derrick? You know what? Why you playing? Just go ahead and get your Black Panther suit. Okay?
See now.
There you go.
The Black Panther suit. Give me the Black
Panther.
There you
go. Don't have your Wakanda
gear.
gear.
Do is sit here and say that he don't want a Spider-Man suit because it's tight, and then put him in a tight Black Panther suit. So you just don't like the color.
No. Well, I ain't wearing black. But no, it's not about the color. See, look at this. It's tailored for a Black man. Is that okay? Is that okay for me to say that?
No, it's not okay for you to say that.
This is technically true. Michael B. Jordan had it with no problem. Chadwick Boseman had it with no problem. Hell, M'Baku probably would have had it with no problem had he won the battle.
Okay, in the same way that black tight suit would have fit, that blue and red one would have fit the same way because it
looked like it could breathe a little more. That's all I'm saying.
No. This is where I'm gonna get her. That's not true because Miles Morales is black and his suit still looks tight. Thank you very much.
Okay, and Black Panther suit still look tight. What are y'all saying to me right now? Y'all don't even know what y'all just like that man's suit better, and that's all y'all just scared to say.
He does have a better suit.
Don't do nothing but keep bullets out and spread people up with the clouds.
It absorbs energy. It absorbs energy and it
just recently it's a new addition to the suit. It ain't like it's something he just been had on it. They just put that on there for the new Wakanda forever.
See, you know that's not true, okay? Because I would rock a Wolverine suit with no problem. Wolverine's suit doesn't look tight, but he's got his arms out, so it doesn't matter. Spider-Man, on the other hand,
halfway through his fight, he naked anyway. Ain't nobody talking about him.
He doesn't. But he has a suit. That's the thing. You haven't seen it, but you will see it because the Fox version didn't do it right. Okay, the Fox version.
He got a new one.
The Fox version didn't do it right. You know what I'm saying? When you see the MCU version, you're gonna see the Wolverine with the suit, mask and all. Okay,
so my thing with Wolverine is who gonna be playing him? Because if I feel passionate about Wesley Snipes, you have got to know
that Hugh Jackman is the best Wolverine, of course.
Period. And I don't know how they're gonna redo him. I want him to stay dead.
See, that remains to be seen, Derrick. You say that now.
No.
I agree.
I'm saying right now.
Just like what you said about how you made this take about Wesley and Mahershala Ali.
He gonna be better than Wesley Snipes.
Hold on. Can I explain that?
Can I explain that? Hugh Jackman was casted.
I didn't get a chance to explain that. I didn't get a chance to explain that. I do believe Mahershala Ali will be able to have a better performance as Blade than Wesley Snipes. Here's why. We've got 3 films with Wesley Snipes, right? I think that we're going to see a lot more of Mahershala's performance. And it's the same way that I told you with Cameron Monaghan. When he was able to spend more time with the character, it created more depth and allowed him to do more with the character. Now, with him being able to spend more time with the character and the fact that it's with the MCU, Wesley Snipes wasn't with the MCU.
Okay. You know why? Because there wasn't an MCU, first of all, at that time. Because Marvel wasn't even with Disney yet.
Right.
Number one.
So I listen, I get I'm not saying that Wesley Snipes' version is garbage or anything, any way, shape, or form. But what I'm saying is that the same way that some people believe LeBron surpassed Kobe or surpassed Michael, there are people that believe that for whatever reason.
And they slow.
Whatever reason. But there
yeah, that's ironic because he doesn't believe that and he just made that comparison. That's interesting.
But the same way that there are people that believe that he is, I believe Mahershala will be and actually will be. Okay? I think
for us to really know, that's a lot of faith because for us to really know that,
you know what,
the movie has to perform the way the original did.
Derrick. Let me show you where you're gonna be wrong at, no matter how this thing turned out to be. Because I don't matter if he come out and he blow this thing out the water, he a Blade, he make me turn into a fan, because he gonna have to blow it out the water for me to become a fan and be like, Wesley Snipes. But even if he does do a good job, you cannot compare him. It's like comparing LeBron James to Michael Jordan. I don't do that. Don't put them in the same. What you doing?
Two different positions. I know. Two different positions, 2 different types of game. So listen, I'm fine with that. But I do believe Mahershala Ali will be able to outdo Wesley Snipes in this role because he has more time with it. He's gonna have more time with it. I'm sorry, and we might see him in guesting positions or guest.
TBD, Derrick. TBD.
You know what?
Yes. Listen, save this clip. Save this clip.
Do you know why?
In about 2 or 3 years, when that movie comes out, I don't want to hear y'all like.
Do you know why?
Listen.
Do you know why?
Just say.
Now look.
You're right.
Listen.
That's all I want to hear.
Do you know why Wesley Snipes didn't have more time with this Blade role?
Why?
Do you know why? Taxes and the IRS.
Let me tell y'all, because all that's irrelevant. Exactly it don't matter because guess what? With the time he did have, my guy Wesley Snipes managed to pull through a motherfucking hit after hit after hit on these niggas.
Well, that third one was not good. I'm sorry. He did a phenomenal job.
It was not the best one. I'm not gonna lie. But
he did a great job.
It was Wesley Snipes. Like he still pulled it through. He was Blade.
Listen. Triple H, Ryan Reynolds.
I got time to argue about Wesley Snipes, just so y'all know. I got time about my guy.
Hey, listen. Okay.
And then the guy who played Dracula, Dominic, I forget his last name.
Which one? Which Dracula? I did like
another guy.
No, I'm talking about in Blade 3.
Another actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that went from Marvel to DC.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Wait, is he in DC?
Yes, because he's in the Silver Screen of Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, Mick I never watched that. Yeah, I never watched that. Okay. That's right.
Actually, one of the reoccurring cast members of that show. So, therefore, yet another character. These characters just love switching between these universes, don't they?
Bro.
Ryan Reynolds, another guy you like to bring up. Started Marvel, makes his way to DC, only to find his way back in Marvel again.
It's Deadpool, and that was the best thing he could have ever did for his career. I'm trying to tell you.
The only thing he was meant for that.
His rendition of Deadpool is like so amazing. I love it. I loved it from the first thing I ever saw.
Deadpool. You talk about the not being ever another. Deadpool was specifically created for Ryan Reynolds.
He took that role to a different level. He's really funny. Like, he's already a really funny character, and for him to be playing a serious role, but not serious, I love it. I love Ryan Reynolds. He's always good in the action movies.
Yeah,
he's always amazing in action movies.
He's phenomenal.
But that's what I say.
But Blade 3 was not. Blade 3 was not. I don't care what y'all say. That was not
the same claim that Derrick makes.
Derrick, man, you gonna fight about my man Wesley Snipes.
There will be.
Listen, that's not an indictment on Wesley. I'm just saying he didn't get as much time with the character as Mahershala Ali will have.
No.
So I think
you're right.
All said and done.
So that holds him accountable even more.
So for you to compare him to somebody who you know is an unfair bet against, I don't like that.
If he bombs it, I'm wrong. If he bombs it, I'm wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong.
Bombs this character.
I'm okay with being wrong.
Okay. Because there's a guy by the name of Nicolas Cage that bombed my favorite other Marvel character named Ghost Rider.
That doesn't. Okay. They got to redo Ghost Rider for sure. But
you didn't like Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider?
No, that was trash.
I'm a Nicolas Cage fan. I love him. I don't know why I like
probably his best movie, but
not as good. I like him, but just not as good.
No, National Treasure was his best movie.
No, it wasn't. That was it was okay. It was just okay movie. And nowadays apparently that could be a real movie, like that could actually happen in real life. But
wait, what could happen?
because he's
you never seen National Treasure where he found all the old hidden relics and gold and all that stuff.
I'm saying because they stormed the Capitol. Because they stormed the Capitol, apparently now you can probably get away with doing something like that now. But what I'm saying though is Mahershala Ali will not fail. If you've seen Moonlight, if you've seen his portrayal as Cottonmouth in
I've seen Cottonmouth. I've seen that. Have not seen Moonlight.
I haven't seen Green. Was it Green? I think it's Green Book. I think that's the name of the movie. I'm actually about to watch that this week, but he has such range with his acting that I don't think he has the ability to fail as Blade. I think we'll actually see more backstory with his version that will allow us to connect to the character a lot more than we did with Wesley Snipes. So this is not an indictment on Wesley. This is not an indictment.
I mean, it sounded like you because you named a lot of things that was out of Wesley's control as an actor, and I feel like you can't really add that into the judgment upon Wesley because he had a nice background story. He was a baby. What more do you want to know? When he was in the womb, I can't do all that for you. You want too much from Wesley's performance. Listen, he worked with what he had, and he did phenomenal. You're just trying to be like, he's better than. No, he's not. He's not gonna never be better than Wesley, baby.
He did a phenomenal job, but Mahershala Ali is going to be able to surpass him. I mark my words. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Mark my words. I.
And if you're right, you're right. You know what? TBD.
You see.
I just believe wholeheartedly he will do a lot better with the role because of the fact that he has more range. That's all.
That take right there is about as equal as me saying that whomever they cast to play Wolverine in this new version of X-Men is gonna outdo all the years of work that Hugh Jackman has put in.
Whoa!
And I don't even know who they cast for the guy.
No. Trust me. No. What I said is not equal to that.
Oh, it is
because you said whoever. You said whomever,
because it will be someone, and when it is, people are going to do exactly what they did with Hugh Jackman. They're going to crap on it, because Hugh Jackman got crapped on when he first became Wolverine.
Tom Hardy would be perfect for that role.
Immortal.
Tom Hardy would be perfect for that role, but he can't because he's playing.
He can't. He
Venom.
Can't.
So no, but he would be phenomenal with that role. Around the same height, he can obviously build up. Like, look what he did with Bane.
Nah.
Look what he did with Bane. Look what he did with Bane.
Stick with Bane.
That aggression. You cannot tell me that aggression would not
stick with Bane. He played Bane.
I think they need to really come out the woodworks with a new actor for Wolverine.
He just got by with me playing Venom, because I'm very picky with him too.
No, Venom.
He just got by with playing Venom.
Venom was just okay.
He did a great job with Venom.
He did a great job, but Venom wasn't a good movie. It was just okay.
I liked Venom as a movie.
I'm looking forward to seeing it in the MCU. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing how it will, get better. But I didn't.
So you didn't think Venom was good?
I listen. I critique so much about with films. I know what street they filmed that chase when he was on a motorcycle. I know exactly where that was in Atlanta. I don't like when a movie can take me out of the movie. I don't like that.
You can't blame that on that man because you know when you smart and you an intelligent black young man. You cannot do that.
That's not on Tom Hardy.
Derrick, you're not being fair.
Sony. That's on Sony. Sony produced this movie. Sony does not do an excellent job. Sorry, does not do an excellent job with their movies. They do not.
You think they would after all the years of being in the business?
Listen,
Sony,
I already know where you're about to go, Dwayne. I already know where you're about to go. They were great movies. They were good movies. That was probably the height of Sony's.
What movies you talking about?
Spider-Man. He's gonna go on to talk about Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
And I wasn't. I mean, although I like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 because of who the actor was who played Spider-Man. But I feel like the new rendition of Spider-Man is a lot better than anything that Sony ever did.
No. That's Marvel. I mean, it's Sony Marvel partnership, but this.
Well, whoever's taking over now, they did a good job.
Tom Holland as Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. I
agree.
You want to know something funny about the first?
He has the most room for potential and growth as well. I like him.
Yes.
Which you want to know what's so funny about the original Spider-Man?
That he was old and action.
It's old as hell. Based off of the 90s animated cartoon.
Yes, which is why I was able to relate to
every single storyline.
Yeah.
In that original Spider-Man movie, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
All come from the original 90s.
And I liked the Peter Parker. You know, I like those movies. I'm not saying I didn't like them. I'm just saying Tom Holland is.
They were cool for their time, but they're not. They didn't.
He didn't do it justice like he should have did. But for what he did do, he did a great job.
He was old as hell.
He was old. Like there was no longevity in him at all. I was not even expecting to see him for 2 or 3.
He was old as hell in the first one.
Like I never thought he was a teenager. When they showed him going to school on the school bus, I was like,
thank you.
Well, you know what?
I feel like he was 25, 26 running after the school bus.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
he did better than Garfield to me because Garfield put me to Snoresville.
I thought Garfield was really good, but it was something about I don't like a pretty boy Parker. I don't like that. I don't like a pretty boy Peter. That doesn't do it for me. That's not.
Put me straight to sleep.
I only watched.
Only reason I tolerated the second one was because of Jamie.
I didn't watch the second
one. If he was not in it, I
watched the second one. I didn't watch the first one because it didn't have Jamie.
If Jamie wasn't in the second one, I wouldn't have bothered to watch it either. I only watched it because of Jamie Foxx.
I still got to watch that one because I've never seen it.
No, you don't.
Not really.
No, I have to.
Unless you're just a fan of Jamie Foxx.
Not that much. No reason. I'm a fan of Jamie Foxx, but I'm not that much that I will go.
And Jamie Foxx wasn't even that good in the movie.
The only reason why I need to watch it is because of the fact that they're bringing his Electro into the MCU. So I need to understand. Like for me, I can't just jump into a story. I need to know if there was a film that was made prior. I need to know it. I need to watch
that makes sense. I understand. I'm just letting you know it's not gonna be everything that you ever dreamed a movie could ever be.
Listen, I purposely didn't watch it, so I didn't expect a thing from it except disappointment.
Okay, so this is off subject of Marvel and superheroes because we kind of been on there for a while with some real nerds. But so speaking of movies that we did not watch, what is the one movie that was on Netflix that I'm really curious to get you guys information about? It was about the 4 boys. I should know the name of it, but I'm telling y'all, I did not watch it. I could not stomach or bring myself to watch it. The 4 boys who went to jail, they just got out. It was a real story. It's based on a true story. They just recently got out of jail. They were convicted on false charges, basically, and they went to jail for a long time. When They See Us.
When They See Us, yes, I saw that. Yes.
You saw that?
Yes.
How was it?
Loved it. I mean, it's a horrible story.
Would you watch it again?
No.
See?
Mm-mm. And that's not.
What
that's
about
not,
you, Dwayne?
That's not because it wasn't good, well done. It's not because it wasn't well done. It's because I don't want to see that again and again and again and again. I wanted to see it because I know the story. I listened to the story. My sister has interacted with one of the guys. I forget his name. one of them actually lives down here in Atlanta. So she actually took she actually taught his daughter, I think, or something like that. So she's met him a couple times. But that's why I wanted to see it, just because I didn't get to know the whole story. But yeah, I know it now. I'm good. There are a few projects that I will only watch once, and that's it. Crash was one of those films. I've seen it. I will not be watching that movie again. I'm good.
So I've never seen Crash, and I've never seen When They See Us.
When They See Us is worth a watch, but it's only worth.
I'm sure everyone tells me the movie is really good, but everyone tells me they would never watch it again. And I know, like, I don't. It's gonna play with my emotions, so I'm gonna be crying like a baby.
Oh, you will. You definitely will.
I can't do that. I'm a thug. I cannot be over here crying, looking at the screen. Go say, no. I'm gonna cry.
You will cry. It will pull on your heartstrings. But
I know, because I cried when I watched Titanic, so I know I'm gonna cry when I watch this.
Oh, you cried with Titanic?
And I was 12.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sensitive.
I will watch Titanic again, but I will never ever forgive Rose. Ever. I will never.
I'm not gonna forgive her either. Why she let my man die like that when she could have put him on that doggone
big old headboard or whatever?
He's stupid. I would have like, Mary girl, if you don't stupid, quit playing with me.
I don't even like Cole.
So you not finna
move? Yeah. So they were both dumb, but she killed him. So
he killed himself.
She killed him.
No, he killed himself.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I wouldn't have been fooling with Lil Rose. She was in trouble from the start, and he knew that. He did not leave that woman alone. Oh God, he died.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Gotta love Titanic.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's based on a true story, I just could not.
Sinking ships.
How does his family feel watching this movie?
Shit
like
still remains
family, like
still remains under the seas as we
speak. I don't even think that was based on a true story.
It wasn't. I thought it was.
I don't think so. I mean, of course, it's shit for sure,
so.
But I'm saying like those characters. I don't think those people were real, or at least.
For real, I always thought
so.
they were.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm crying for nothing.
If they are real, right? How about this? I wouldn't
tell nobody that story if I was Rose. Like it can't be real.
Yeah, but if it was real, the family of Jack needs to sue the family of Rose.
Period.
They need to sue him.
And today, right now, they start the lawsuit.
Like I will support it 100.
Period. I'm being court like stand up for your right. She have to do my boy like that. She could let him on that doggone door. She act like she made the door.
Yeah. See, man.
But it was a lot of things in that movie that actually kind of built up to me crying. Like, he was about to drown. He was trying to get through the gate, and he couldn't get through. But the water was just constantly rising, and he had to go find another way. He almost he fought through all that only for Rose to let him die.
Hey man, my boy was able to live a full life before he died too. But I hate that.
In 2 hours, he lived a full life. That's crazy.
I don't care what y'all say. Ain't nothing more gangster than being a freaking band on a ship, sinking, playing music, saying,
that ain't gangster.
That's not gangster.
We're gonna die jamming. That's how you go out.
I ain't playing music.
That's how you go out.
No, I'm getting.
Have y'all seen the Kings of Comedy?
As a musician,
gang would have been unplugged and stuff.
As a musician, I'm saying it. That's how you go out. You know what? We're gonna die. We're gonna play some music, and we're gonna die playing.
If you're gonna sit there playing music while
you can't. If they only saying it's only women and children, what the heck you gonna do? You can't float on an instrument.
I'll tell you what I would do.
You might as well.
As the boat is dropping, I'm jumping off and catching on to the boat because you ain't leaving me. Like I'm not staying here on the ship. Bump that? No.
Y'all crazy.
But you saw.
Steve Harvey in the show. In his stand-up when he said you flip you a table over, get you a table napkin, and let you get some earn that thing. Y'all wasn't listening to the blueprint we gave to you.
But you saw. Okay, you saw clear as day these fools shooting people that did exactly what you said you would do.
Yeah, how about
shooting
this?
them dead.
How about this?
You go take one of those guys out, get their rifle, shoot the other guy with the rifle, and jump on the boat. I'm not
y'all doing too much. It's too many flamboyant things on this doggone boat for y'all to be shooting people. Something can float. The bed, the chair, something gonna float, baby, and I'm floating with it. I'm a woman, so I don't care.
But see, for that to happen, yeah, you've been good. You've been on the boat. But for that to happen, you got to run down into the ship, get a table with the cloth, and run back up. I'm not doing all that.
So you would rather just die?
Water already in the ship.
Water's already in the ship. I would have jumped onto one of the boats as they were
the
going
ship
down.
was actually sinking for quite a while. Now that ship didn't sink that fast. They did that for the movie. Now if you was actually on that ship, now if you waited to the last minute and didn't get you no table, you wanted to die. You wanted to drown.
Here's the thing though. Would that table have actually survived the fall from the balcony to the water?
Probably not. So what you do is you go down to the end of the boat that's gonna dump in first, and you hold on to the rail, and then once you hit the water, you get your table nice and flat on the water, and you just kind of get you something to roll with, because you're gonna have to hurry up and move before the boat come all the way down on you. You gotta get out the way.
And y'all know how ocean.
I don't know how to swim.
Now y'all know how ocean waters are.
I can't swim either.
Have you not seen Castaway? Do you know how these ocean waters work?
And don't
not gonna work. Okay, look, man. You talking about the Atlantic? I've been on the Atlantic.
Cold as hell.
That thing is not gonna be as easy as it sounds.
I'm jumping onto a boat.
Birds go quickly.
I'm jumping onto a boat. I don't care.
Not a table. Trust me.
I will listen.
The table is not gonna work.
Those boats were on ropes.
I would rather have a table than have nothing, or that boat that Rose was on.
You ain't gonna last long on that table, I assure you, because the way them currents run on the Atlantic
and the weight on top of that table, I am getting on a boat. I don't care. I'm getting on a boat.
I mean, I don't care either, because like I said, I'm a woman, and me and my baby's getting on the boat.
How about this? You remember that the guy that Rose was messing with that took the kid and jumped onto the boat?
Yeah.
I actually don't fault him for it. I thought that was a brilliant idea. I would have skipped the kid up to. I would have skipped the kid up to. Gone into the boat. This is my kid.
I was like, Rose, stupid. She want this broke young man. She got this savvy young man over here. She crazy. I said,
I thought they were both savvy. But that nigga, he had the right idea.
No, that was not savvy, because he sat here and he played around with Rose until he died.
Huh?
I said he was not savvy. He played around with Rose until he died. Little Jack. He just did not learn his lesson.
Jack was savvy. He was savvy, but he was naive.
Very.
He was naive. But the other dude, that dude,
he was naive.
No, he wasn't naive at all. And he actually had the right idea. I'm telling you, I would scoop the kid up as soon as the boat was going down, put the kid down. I ain't messing with you.
Still alive.
Yeah.
Probably looking at Rose like, see what would have happened if you stuck with me.
And right. He actually walked past the Rose.
Now you single and you back toward
me. Yeah. Ain't got no one.
Oh, y'all
ain't
petty.
Got no one.
Oh, y'all ain't right. Y'all petty.
Lord
y'all
Jesus.
See this? Ladies, take notes. Y'all not right.
Hey, man. Hey. I wouldn't take it back either. Bump that.
I mean, I wouldn't take it back either, because you left me for this young man, and he can't even get you on no boat. And you out here on the door that you could have been in the boat and he could have been on the door. You see how that worked, Rose? You being real selfish.
Yep.
Like, she could have been on the boat and he could have been on the door. If it were like,
hey, man. It is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
But
who wrote that?
I don't know. James Cameron has something to do with it, though. I know he directed it, but I don't know if he wrote. But if he,
I'm finna write him a letter.
Yeah.
Next time you write something, you send it to me first and let me check out the ending. We're not killing nobody else. Could have got on the door.
All right, let's just go ahead and wrap this one up, though. This one's been a really interesting, great episode. But Cleo, I want to say welcome aboard. We are glad to have you on the team.
Thank you.
Let everyone know where they can find you.
Okay.
No, on social media. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so
you can tell she's new at this.
I'm new, guys. I'm new.
But she's excelling.
So you can find me at Cleo Will Mady on Instagram or Coca Cleo on Snapchat.
All right.
My Facebook is under construction right now.
Okay.
I'm acting the fool, so y'all can't have access.
All right, Dwayne.
All right, man. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Dwayne Dickey Jr. or you can follow my artist page at Highlight Life on Instagram and Twitter. That is HILITE Life.
All right. And as always, you can find me at Derrick_OTS. That's DERRICK, the black way to spell it. And actually, more so than don't follow me, follow the OTS page at OTS guys. We have a lot of stuff coming out, especially in the next couple of months. We have a brand new show at the end of the month called Fans, where you, the fans, get to battle with your favorite artists. So fans versus fan with their favorite artists, music for your fantasy matchups. So the first episode we got coming up is Eminem versus Lil Wayne. So and actually LJ will be representing Eminem, so that's going to be a very interesting battle. So you know, a lot of people have already been calling this a wash. They're already saying this is going to be Lil Wayne, but LJ has said that he doesn't think it's really that easy. So we will see how this battle goes. So tune in to the OTS
come with it
page. Yeah, he better come with it.
Come with it.
I've already told him that.
So who y'all got? I got Lil Wayne.
Wayne's winning that. Yeah, for sure. But I'm open to the idea that Eminem could actually not.
Yeah, me too, because you know Eminem popping.
I'm open to it not being a wash.
So as the resident DJ of these battles, based off the exhibition matchup we did with Drake and Mr. Sean Carter, Jay-Z himself.
Yes, sir.
Jay-Z had songs that made you think automatically it was a wash, but you would be surprised at the stuff Drake had.
First of all, Drake won that.
No, what? Jay-Z won that 15-5 in my calculations. 15-5.
15-5. What?
Barely a 5. But shout out to you, Ben. I thought that was a phenomenal job. He did a phenomenal job. He got
15.
Round.
What? How does the judging work on these things? Because if Jay-Z won, it's obviously not the right things y'all need to be judging.
Jay-Z definitely won that one.
By what landslide?
By a major landslide.
Drizzy?
Well, to be fair,
are we judging
it was tied. It was tied in the first half.
Yeah, because we divided by halves, but
in the second half, Drake things kind of took a turn. Jay-Z started dominating after a while.
Yeah.
Dominating in what way?
In every way.
I mean, he's a great mogul, business-minded person. I respect his hustle. Musically though, like I ain't never got in my car and turned on no Jay-Z and said this is what we're listening to today.
Really?
But also because his style of rapping is not something that I can really connect to, so I may be biased.
Yeah, because Drake is a part-time rapper.
And when he do it on his part-time, he do a good job at it.
Not better than Jay-Z.
I mean, Jay-Z got some hits, don't get me wrong, and Jay-Z's wordplay is phenomenal. But I don't feel like Jay-Z's, when he puts together a song, it don't affect it. It just falls.
Listen.
Deaf on my ears.
Tune in to the battle because we're gonna have some really great battles coming up in the next couple of months as well. So Cleo, tune in.
I'm gonna tune in because I'm interested about Dwayne and Eminem.
Cleo, we gonna need you. Maybe we need to do one we need to do a female battle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You can pick a Memphis artist, pick whoever, anybody, but we need some females battling out. So we're gonna have to get you in on one.
So how does the battle work? Y'all gonna have to fill me in about all of these things.
We'll tell you off. We'll tell you off air.
Off air for sure. Off air, definitely.
Yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you all later. Have a good one. Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually the introduction to season 2. I forgot to say that at the beginning. This is the
happy season 2, everybody.
So, happy season 2.
So this is the debut of season 2, and we will be back with LJ.
And Cleo.
All
right. LJ, Cleo, Derrick. Yeah. Thank you guys for allowing me to fill in and be a guest.
Real. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cool to be back. Definitely can't wait to come see how you guys progress next time.
Watch Lovecraft Country. Come back.
For sure.
Watch it. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Yes, smell. Lovecraft Country. It's on the list.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.